Can you feel my heart speaking?
Hello, and thank you, Dimitra, for allowing us to record this.
Thank you for having me.
And what we're going to do today is we're going to do some HeartSpeak Lite.
Okay.
And HeartSpeak Lite is a really simple process that hopefully by the end of today, you'll be able to kind of pick it up and then run with it.
Excellent.
So you mentioned you have a symptom you'd like to work on. What is that?
I have a pain in my stomach that I've had actually for the past 2-3 weeks. I just had some tests done at the hospital, and I had some GI something or other done at the hospital, blood work and everything, and my pain has not subsided since the day I've seen the doctor.
Wow. Okay. So it's pretty. How big would you say it is? 0 to 10. 10 is the most ever.
I want to say it's a constant between 7, 8. 7, 8. I mean, it fluctuates, but it's the 7 and 8 is the more common.
Yeah. Okay. It's quite intense then.
Yes.
So before we address that, I'm just going to practice some feelings with you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So some are going to be pleasant and some are going to be unpleasant.
Okay.
So, but we're going to do a mixture of them. So we're going to find the feeling of fear, and often when we experience feelings, emotions like these, we want to say, I'm scared of that. I'm scared. I'm afraid of that. But we don't have to do that. I'm just going to ask you to look for the feeling of fear, and to help you, you might just raise your eyebrows and go, oh, there we go. Can you feel a bit of fear in your body? Yeah, good. Oh, okay, good. Relax that. And then the pairing to fear is love. And love, first find it here in your heart space. And again, it's not related to anything particular.
Oh.
It's just a feeling. Oh, there you go. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, it's the big
So
one.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's switch to anger. And anger is kind of unpleasant. And to help with that, just get an angry face and shake your fists maybe.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, okay, good. And let that go and look for then joy. Open up for joy into your heart space.
I actually went straight into joy. Did you
I
see
know,
that?
I know, right? I know. When there's no anger, there's joy, and that's how
Absolutely.
it's so cool. Excellent. When I do this with kids, they do it automatically. And we call it pivoting from the harmful feeling of anger. We pivot to the lovely feeling of joy. Kids just do it. It's so cool. All right, the next feeling, the harmful feeling we're going to look for is sad. And to find a sad, pout. You feel that kind of welling up. Good, we'll put that aside. And then look for the sense of peace. And again, it's in your heart space. And this is regardless of whatever else is happening in your world, there's peace.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. And then the next feeling is called disgust. And it is one of those emotions we forget about, but it is a super important emotion. And disgust, yeah, you're doing it already. It's the wrinkle in the nose. Yeah, that's right, disgust. Okay, good. And then we'll put that aside. And then we're going to pivot disgust to allowance. And allowance is just opening up. And to be in allowance means to be whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Water off a duck's back. Okay, you got that feeling? Okay, good. And the last harmful feeling we're going to look at is shame. And again, it's one of those things we often, I'm ashamed of this, or I'm embarrassed about that, or regardless of what it is you're feeling shame about, we're just going to feel shame and just kind of cringe with it. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God, right?
I know, right? That's it. Exactly, right?
Okay.
Ooh, and I get all goosebumpy sometimes when I feel shame. And then we're going to come out of shame and find the feeling of enough. The feeling of enough is to really get enough, really puff your chest out. And then shoulders back, head back. Yeah. Okay. And find the feeling of enough. Fill your whole self up with it. It's good, right? Yeah, cool. And so the 5 harmful feelings we're going to look at are fear, anger, sadness, disgust, and shame. And we're going to pivot to the lovely beneficial feelings of love, joy, peace, allowance, and enough.
Okay.
And when we clear the harmful feelings, we're going to come into a ball or sad or whatever. And to clear and to pivot, we just open up, open posture, we say, open. Okay, so we're going from closed to open. And let me show you why.
Okay.
I want you to, in that open posture, it's lovely. Open posture, look for the feeling. And we do close our eyes when we're feeling, just to turn inwards. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to get settled? Or are you good? Okay, so look, open up to find an open posture, and then really shoulders back, head back, palms up. Yeah, and then look for the feeling of love inside your heart. I know, right? And then come into a ball, into a closed posture, and look for the feeling of love from there. What do you notice?
It's all here.
Yeah. A lot of people say it's easier to find when you're open. It's harder to find when you're
Oh
closed.
yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay,
I mean,
yeah.
open, of course, but it's all like here,
Yeah.
and then when you open, it's all here.
Yeah, cool. And then let's go into a ball again, and then look for the feeling of fear down there. Raise your eyebrows, go, and then open up into an open posture, and then look for fear in that posture. It's smaller, eh?
Yeah, because you're able to defend yourself now, as opposed to,
Yeah.
I don't know, something, you're able to do something when you're standing up. You feel taller, you feel something bigger.
Yeah. So that's why we're going to use the 2 postures, because it actually affects how we feel.
Okay.
So let's go back to your symptom, the stomach pain, and it was a 7 and 8, or 7, 8. Yeah.
Between a 7 and an 8, yeah.
Yeah. Right now, is it between a 7 and an 8?
It's actually a 6-ish.
Okay, that's okay. We'll start with the right now. That's fine.
As we're talking, though.
Yeah. Yep. Because I had you do some feeling, you see. Okay, so just close your eyes and feel that 6-ish feeling. And out of that 6th feeling, just pull out one of the 5 harmful feelings. Pull out either fear, anger, sadness, disgust, or shame. Can you identify one in there?
It's between anger and sadness.
Okay, so which one do you feel like you want to work with first?
Probably anger.
Okay, so the other thing we do with HeartSpeak Lite is we pretend we're little kids when we clear. And do you want to see why we do that?
Sure.
Okay, so find, as you yourself, the adult, find a feeling of fear.
Okay.
And then pretend you're a little kid. And then look for a feeling of fear.
God, I want to just hide behind my mom.
Yeah, so see how it's much easier when you're pretending to be a little kid to feel these things? That's why we do it. So pretend to be a little kid, come forward in a ball, and hide behind your mom and look for fear. Keep looking for the fear. Keep driving the intensity up. And when that little kid doesn't feel that way anymore, then sit up with your eyes closed. Let her tell you when she's done, though. Take your time. And then open up, keep your eyes closed, but open up into a feeling of love. Feel that love as that little kid. And enjoy love, the big love, for a moment before opening your eyes. Yeah. And then the last thing we do in the steps is to look at the symptom again. And on a 0 to 10 scale, find that stomach pain and rate it again.
It's a 4.
Okay, so it's a 4. So let's dive into, ready to go again?
Yep.
Okay, dive into that 4. Close your eyes and just feel that 4. And then out of that 4, identify one of the 5 harmful feelings: fear, anger, sadness, disgust, or shame.
Sadness.
Okay, so be the little kid and come forward in a ball and let her be sad. That's it. She might not have had the opportunity to be sad before, but now she has. Now she does. She can. Breathe right through that sadness as her. Allow her full expression of this sadness. And when there's no more sadness, sit up with your eyes closed, but take your time. And then look for the feeling of peace in that little one's heart space. And enjoy peace. Regardless of whatever else is happening, there's always peace. And enjoy peace for a moment before opening your eyes. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And then take a moment and look for that stomach pain.
I just want to say a 2, but I don't think it is.
Okay.
I mean, there's something going on, but it's not, I mean.
Yeah, it's different. Okay, cool. Just let's let it sit for a moment. I just want to tell you how I look at symptoms. Like this, like anything, like pain, like headaches, any symptom really. You know, it could be like a sore throat or a rash, any symptom. And a symptom is pretty much anything you notice, any change you notice. And I think of a symptom as the mind-body's way of telling you there's too much stress in your system.
Yeah.
I think our mind bodies can handle just so much stress. And I call it like a beaker or like a bucket of stress, you know?
Okay.
And when our beaker or bucket's low, we can put a lot of stress in there, you know? And we can handle it, we can cope, we can roll with it. And the mind body reacts to the stress, no matter what kind of stress it is, the same. Whether it's physical stress, like having a fall or hitting your head or not getting enough sleep or getting too much sleep, goes in the bucket. And the same as with chemical stress. Whether, you know, we're getting too much of the wrong nutrition or not enough of the right nutrition, or perhaps we're exposed to some sort of toxin, goes into the bucket too, along with the physical stress. And also mental emotional stress goes in as well. The mind body doesn't really differentiate the type of stress. It just knows stress.
The bucket, yeah.
Yeah. So when we're down here, we can cope quite well. But when we start to reach the top, that's when we start expressing symptoms. The body gives you little signs to say, hey, 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 stop eating that food, or you better change that, or else whatever. Come on, get off the couch, you couch potato, that kind of thing. So it
Right.
tries to do the right thing by you by giving you little symptoms. However, as it's really easy to do, it's really easy to ignore those symptoms when they're little. It's
Sure.
harder to ignore a symptom like a big stomach pain or a migraine, you know? So you pay attention to those. Oh, I better go do something about it now. So if I have a theory though, if we can pay attention to those little taps like, hello,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been working on this in myself as well. Instead of getting the big knock me out flat symptoms, I pay attention to every little thing, and then I'll check it, maybe run some HeartSpeak Lite or whatever, get acupuncture, get a chiropractic adjustment, just when I get the little ones, instead of, can't afford to be knocked around. I got too much to do, you're like you, man, you're a busy woman.
No, we all are.
Yeah.
All of us are busy.
Yeah. So that's my theory of symptoms. It doesn't necessarily mean it means there's a problem. There's too much stress, and our vessel is only as good as the weakest link, and
Right.
that at the moment your stomach, that's where you're expressing, that's where your symptoms. I call it blowing a gasket. That's where it comes out. Boom. I have a friend who, when her stress level gets too high, her voice goes out. And
Oh,
then,
wow.
yep, I have another friend who is prone to eczema or a rash. So her eczema it's not her eczema, it's the eczema gets worse
Exactly.
when her stress levels increase. When she notices it, maybe in the elbow creases, she'll then look at the stress in her life. Yeah.
I feel everything in the core of my stomach.
Yeah.
If
So
something happens, good or bad,
yeah.
it goes straight to my stomach, and it just, how sometimes you get the butterflies in the stomach, or when your stomach flips or something? Well, that's what happens to me. No matter what it is, stress related or anything, good, bad, it goes straight to my stomach.
Well, that's a really good thing to know, handy thing to know. So now you could start listening to those butterflies, those little stomach, and maybe check it out instead of reaching the point where you have pain. Speaking of pain, how is the stomach pain at the moment?
It's not even a 1.
Okay, just keep that not even a 1 feeling in mind, and then just kind of dive into it again and see if you can identify any of the harmful feelings in there, whether it's fear, anger, sadness, disgust, or shame. Be open to whatever comes up. What feeling can you identify in that? Not even a 1 feeling.
Disgust.
Okay, so pretend to be a little kid, make that face, but maybe put your hand over your mouth and go, ugh. Yep. Yeah, be the little kid and feel disgust and disgust. And
Oh,
I know, right? Ugh.
there goes the stomach again.
Yep, just keep the disgust going. It'll pass.
Okay.
Keep the disgust going till there's no more disgust. Keep driving there we go.
Ooh.
That's it. Keep going. When it starts to diminish, drive it up again.
I don't like the way this is feeling.
The disgust or the stomach?
The disgust.
Okay, just back off a little bit, feel it a little bit less. Just keep it going though. Is that a bit better? That bit handle it better? I know, disgust is not very pleasant. Be the little kid. Sometimes feelings like you feel like they'll last forever.
Ooh.
Yeah, stick with it. You're doing great, just keep going.
That's not me yawning for sleep. That's me releasing
I know that, yes.
my way.
It's a
I'm
good
just saying, I don't want anybody to think that I'm
No,
falling asleep
you just
because that's my way of releasing. I'm
keep
sorry.
going. Keep going, man. Keep going. Keep looking.
Okay.
All right, and then open up to a feeling of allowance. Keep your eyes closed, shoulders back, palms up, open posture. And that water off a duck's back feeling of whatever, okay, whatever. Enjoy allowance for a moment. Go ahead, enjoy it for a moment. Yeah, it's lovely. Good job. See, that is why I never underestimate. This is why I never underestimate a 1 or a 2 or not quite a 1. Oftentimes, when you dive into that not quite a 1 feeling, it'll be a big thing, you know? I mean, who expected that, right? That was great. Good job. And what's really interesting about disgust, now if you probably noticed this yourself when you're feeling disgust, is when you really get feeling disgust, your mouth starts watering. But the same sort of thing happen all the way down your tummy. Your tummy juices get going. Your tummy gets all funny. Did you notice that as well?
Hydrated?
Oh, well, I mean,
actually feels cool right now.
Oh, cool. So how does any pain?
Cool, as in cool. Like,
oh, cool.
There's like a, like a cool sensation.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Should we try one more thing?
Yeah.
So sometimes symptoms aren't constant, but they come and go.
Okay.
So we can work on the memory of that pain in the stomach as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've had it for 3 weeks, right? That's quite a while.
It's continuous 3 weeks. I get it here and there, but this is continuous 3 weeks.
So using your memory of the past 3 weeks or however long, using your memory, how intense can you remember the pain in your tummy? 0 means I don't feel it at all.
9, 10.
Okay,
9,
great.
10.
And you can feel the 9, 10?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so using that 9-10 memory feeling.
I just got the goosebumps.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, that's a sign that you're onto something. Exactly.
I just got the goosebumps.
Awesome. So using that 9-10 feeling, close your eyes and dive into it. And out of that 9-10, identify one of these harmful feelings: fear, anger, sadness, disgust, shame. Out of that 9-10, what comes to mind the most? Fear, anger, disgust, sadness, shame.
I'm between anger and sadness.
Again, anger and sadness. What does it feel like? Where do we want to go first with it? What feels heavier, bigger, more important?
Actually, sadness.
Okay, so be a little kid. Come forward in a ball again like you are, and allow this little kid self to be sad. As sad as she wants to be, as sad as she needs to be. She probably didn't have the opportunity then, but she does now. Sadness can be tricky too. It can hide. So if you think it's gone, just wait a breath and then look again. And then when there's no more sadness, take your time, let her tell you there's no more. When you can honestly find no more sadness, then sit up and I'll say what to do next. And then look for peace in your heart space. In the little one's heart space, look for a sense of peace. And let her enjoy that for a moment. All right, and then when you're ready, using your memory again, look for the tummy pain, the stomach pain. And using your memory, how intense can you drive it up? Can you feel it? 0 means I can't feel it at all. 10 is the most ever.
By memory, you're saying?
Using your memory, yes.
I'm trying to remember the 10, but I can't.
What can you remember? Can you remember anything? Any of it?
I remember the actual time when I first felt it, but I can't recall the actual.
You can't feel the intensity. We're looking for the intensity, yeah.
Not at all.
That's cool. How cool is that? So pain, and whether it's stomach pain or musculoskeletal pain, back pain, there's a lot of emotionality to it. When it does something to your brain and affects your emotional centers. So even the memory of pain, we can work with HeartSpeak and HeartSpeak Lite. So good.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the incident, how it triggered it, but I'm trying to feel something and all I feel is like butterflies in my stomach now.
Yeah, just check.
Like no pain.
Yeah, check in with those, because you remember we want to get to the point when it's just a little tap. Just check in with the butterflies. Close your eyes and dive into the butterflies and see if you can identify any of those harmful feelings, whether it's fear or anger, sadness, disgust, or shame. Any of those speak to you?
Possibly anger.
Okay, good. Just be the little girl, the little kid, hands and fists, angry face. Oh, you might shake your fists if that feels right, and just let her get cross. Let her get angry. Mm. There you go. Mm. And then when you're ready, look for joy inside your heart. Let her little heart dance with joy for a moment. Open up to joy. There you go. Enjoy the joy for a moment before opening your eyes.
Please.
I know, right?
So great. So beautiful.
Yeah. These feelings are always there to be had, to be experienced. You know, we just kind of, that's why we call it pivot in HeartSpeak. It's because we get so, our brains, our minds get so hijacked by the fears and the sadnesses and the angers that we really just have to then focus or pivot to, oh, there's joy. It was there all the time.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, then we'll go back and look for using either memory, the memory of the stomach pain, or the current, anything currently, and is your stomach talking to you now?
I really want to say that there's the tap. Like,
Yeah. Is there a tapping at you like?
it does have a mind of its own, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this, anytime you get any sort of tick 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 tick, you can always just explore that little feeling, that little symptom for one of the 5 emotions, one of the 5 feelings. That's fear, anger, sadness, disgust, or shame. And then once it's experienced it as a little kid, and then once there's no more of it, no more shame, no more sadness or whatever, then we pivot out and we pivot fear to love, anger to joy, sadness to peace, disgust to allowance, and shame to enough. Try that. And this is really, kids can do it, anyone can do it really.
It's fabulous because you're turning something completely negative into something so positive that it's already there anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
It's just a matter of you seeing it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll stop the recording now, but thank you very much for letting us do that.
Thank you.